Our first guest is expecting the unexpected in her new show, Accidentally on Purpose. Please welcome Jenna Elfman. Oh, you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
How you feeling?
I'm tired.
Yeah,
but
is it
good? Yeah, it's
this
different being this is my second. So yeah, being pregnant with a 2-year-old running around is definitely different than being pregnant with yourself.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
You can't really. It's just another
on.
thing.
Yeah,
it's on.
Yeah. He doesn't get like, okay, honey, like, well, let me just play with you sitting. Like, I'll sit and then we can play. Mama up, mama up.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my God, all right. Because he won't stop till I stand up. There's no choice in the matter.
Now, does he have any concept that another human being is coming into the house?
I haven't done a full, okay, here's the thing yet.
Yeah, he's 2.
I will. But he kind of on his own was like pointing to my belly going, baby, and then started doing the shuffle walk, like with the hands behind the hips.
What?
Which I haven't done yet. I'm not that big enough to be like doing that yet. And
well,
I'm like, where did that come from? And I go, you're funny. He's like, I'm funny.
Oh, well, you know what? That's great when a kid finds out how powerful funny is.
Yeah, he knows. And he'll identify other things as funny, and he's like really oriented to funny, which I'm glad because I think a sense of humor is important.
Oh, it is. It gets you through so much in life, that's for sure.
Yes.
Do you have any cravings this time that are different than the first time? Because we have so many women write into the website and talk about being pregnant and being home and watching the show during the day.
Yes, I had a very weird moment at the movies the other day. I had this is a very different pregnancy than the first one. I had no nausea, nothing. It was awesome. Not so much with this one. I had nausea and pimples, and I'm like, what's going on? And insomnia, and
that's awful because you're working now. I mean, you're doing a sitcom. What's that like to be working, pregnant, morning sickness?
I have an awesome husband.
Isn't that nice?
Who is like?
Yeah, you're lucky.
I know. Because my kid doesn't sleep through the night still, so he does night duty every night.
Your kid or your husband?
My husband.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. If my kid took care of his own, he wouldn't, if he put himself back to sleep. But yeah, I didn't, Does
he get up and he wants to come into the room? Or
not so much because he's still okay. I still have him in the crib.
Oh, wow. But it's open on the top.
Not yet. He's still,
yeah. Don't worry, he's not going anywhere during the night.
No, I haven't made it into a toddler bed yet, so it's still crib. And then he gets out and goes into we have a queen bed in his room, so then my husband sleeps with him in the bed in there. But I had sometimes you can get headaches when you're pregnant, and I had one of those, and I was like, get me out of the house because this is not going away. Went to the movie, saw Julie and Julia, got my popcorn. Great movie. Got my popcorn, and I was like, mango smoothie. Got a mango smoothie in my popcorn, which I poured lots of salt on, and my headache was gone. I get out of the movie. You leave the movie, you usually then exit the theater.
Right.
I went back to the concession stand. And I was like, another mango smoothie, and that chicken apple sausage looks fantastic. And I had a mango smoothie and a chicken apple sausage, and I couldn't have been happier. Like, sip of one, bite of the other, sip of one, bite of the other.
It's one of your favorite restaurants now, the movie theater.
I know, the concession stand at the movies. Well, after my first one, I wasn't working when I was pregnant, and I gained 57 pounds. All right.
Wow.
My doctor did enough of that. I don't need it for but luckily I'm tall, so it wasn't horrific.
Right.
I won't do that this time because it definitely required a lot more work, and I never got those last 8 pounds off. So
yeah, and you're working, so you're more. You're so much more aware when people are getting you clothes and stuff. It's really.
So that'll help me keep it to a. But I eat. I can't inhibit food. I'm not that kind of girl. I never have been. I was a ballerina my whole life. I ate. I could never. I had friends that had these eating disorders. I was like, what's your problem? You don't know what you're missing. This mac and cheese is awesome.
Yeah, that's your biggest craving right now, mac and cheese. That's what they were telling me. We're going to be right back with Jen. I want to ask you about being a ballerina.
Coming up, Jenna is doing interesting work.
And then he wants to stay in my life and be there for the baby, but he lives in a van. Are people staring at me because I just broke up with the boss and accidentally got impregnated by a 22-year-old on a futon? Or, and this is the one I want you to say, because my hair turned out all bouncy and fun. Actually,
People are staring because you've got a great big hunk of cream cheese on your boob.
So that was a clip from the new show, Accidentally on Purpose.
I get to eat on that too. And bagels and cream cheese, which has been another craving, which has been exciting.
What's the whole premise of the show? Is it you guys are working at a?
I am
I
a
don't
late
know.
30s
I
woman.
was trying to act like I remembered and I don't remember.
That's okay. I'm happy to tell you.
Okay.
I am a late 30s gal who's a film critic at the San Francisco paper. I was dating the owner of the paper, my boss, for several years. He didn't want to get married after I thought he was going to propose to me on top of the Eiffel Tower. He gave me marzipan. So I go to a bar with my girlfriends. I'm like, meh, and I meet a guy in his early 20s, have a one-night stand, which is completely out of character for my character, and I end up pregnant with a one-night stand 22-year-old kid's baby. And I keep the baby because I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to get pregnant again.
Which baby? The 22-year-old?
Uh-huh.
Or what? Oh, yeah.
And then he wants to stay in my life and be there for the baby, but he lives in a van. And I don't know about the father of my kid living in a van, so I'm like, well, move in with me, but we're going to keep it platonic so it doesn't get crazy. So then it's like there's a guy living in my house, but we're not in a relationship.
It's like I Dream of Jeannie and Major Nelson.
Yeah. Except she could never get out to find a man. She was like trapped in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like have a similar barrier because I'm pregnant and trying to like be like, so am I ever going to have a guy and what and what is this? And then all of a sudden my boss is interested now that he can't have me and I'm pregnant. And I'm like, what?
Wow. Quite a premise for a sitcom.
I know.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
that's great
dynamics
for you
there.
because that's a great character for you. You're very earthy like that. It's kind of, well, I think a lot of us associate you with Dharma, the character you play. Yeah. That's a great job. You're phenomenal on that show. Thank you. You really were.
I love doing Dharma and Greg. I loved it.
Did you miss her when it was over?
Yep.
You missed the character?
Yeah, and I think, I learned after the fact. I hate that we learn these things after the fact. Why can't we learn lessons when we're still in the moment so we can, not regret? But I took it for granted, and I really learned now that I really don't take things for granted now.
Yeah, stay in the moment. Like they say, it's called the present for a reason.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because it can go by like
one of my deep moments. We want to put some music under that. Well, it's going to be fun to see you on this new show.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Accidentally on Purpose every Monday night on CBS. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Ahead, SNL's Chris Kattan is a loose cannon.
If anybody were going to yell it out, I think it might be you.
Yeah, probably would be.